Hello, internet friends. Thanks so much for joining me today on the Toy Aisle Alliance YouTube channel. Want to do a quick Darth haul video on some Star Wars toys that I hauled. I'm actually quite excited. It's a pretty big haul for me today. I got the kind of Walmart exclusive, I always call him the wrong thing, Mimban Stormtrooper. He's supposed to be a Walmart exclusive. However, here in Canada, he is showing up en masse at Toys R Us. The other thing I got today, courtesy of Amazon, is the Enfys Nest and her Swoop Bike. Let's look at the Mimban Stormtrooper first. Like I said, this was originally announced as a Walmart exclusive, which sucks because Walmart exclusives are the hardest exclusive to get. Even though Canada has Walmart exclusives, they're still the hardest exclusive to get because the Walgreens, the Target exclusive, they usually go to EB Games or Toys R Us. But because we have a Walmart, we have to depend on Walmart Canada to get the exclusives. And even in the US, Walmart doesn't seem to stock the exclusives very well. However, Walmart Canada must have officially passed on carrying this because Toys R Us Canada picked it up. And I think there were about 9 swinging from the pegs at my Toys R Us. It's also available online at toysrus.ca. So very, very interesting because I don't think they've actually shown up in Walmarts in the US. Someone can correct me in the comments below if I'm wrong. Nice looking figure. This is, a stormtrooper that walks in the mud a lot. It is essentially the same as the regular stormtrooper. The one difference, or the main difference, obviously comes with a cape. The blaster is painted a little bit differently. I think they're essentially the same. Maybe they're a little different. They're definitely more paint on this one. And obviously he has some, it's that weathered deco, but the head is very different, as you can see. So he has this part kind of juts out. There's a little bit more, looks like technology on this helmet. Essentially, they explain that it's enhanced vision, so they can see better in the mud. And again, he comes with this cloth, not really a cape, sort of more it's supposed to be a poncho. I know this makes me a bad toy collector. I'm not a super fan of soft good capes and things like that. It just doesn't seem to lay right. But it gets the job done. Really dig this guy. The one downside is Toys R Us is currently charging $37.99, which is a ridiculous price for, essentially a repaint and a new head. I don't blame Hasbro for that. I blame Toys R Us 100%. The other problem is at that high price, I kind of wanted to army build these guys, at least get one more. But at $37.99, which is actually $38, believe it or not. I don't know. I'll wait for a sale. Like I said, there were 9 swinging from the pegs at my Toys R Us. I don't think these are in danger of selling out. So maybe when there's like a 30% off sale, I'll pick one up. Or when they go on clearance, which a lot of the overpriced Toys R Us exclusives, eventually that's what happens to them. Oh, and the box is neat. If you collect Black Series at all, that they've had the red boxes for a long time. This has sort of some extra bit of color to make him look muddy. And it also has this sort of muddy brown beige. So there's the side, or there's the back of the box. And again, no number because it is an exclusive. And the exclusives don't have numbers on their boxes. So that is the Mimban Stormtrooper. Really, really like him. Which leads us to Enfys Nest and her Swoop Bike. Of all the Black Series sort of deluxe vehicles that they've done, this is probably the one that I had the hardest time putting together. I didn't have a super hard time, and I'm kind of a dumb guy, so it's probably not the toy's fault, but compared to some of the other ones, even the big TIE Fighter, I found this was a little more fiddly to put together, but still, nothing too difficult. And it is hard. It is a large vehicle, surprisingly. Very, very nice sculpt. You see that sort of flight stand. It's on a ball joint, so you can kind of turn it a little bit. Kind of like a transparent cloud. Yeah, I'll do some comparisons here in a moment. The one consistent criticism I've heard about this thing is that there's not a lot of paint detail. There is some. Here you can see sort of where the paint is worn off, and there's a little bit of the metal showing. So there is some paint on it, but it is true, there's not a lot. And I'm sure some customizers will do a little bit of dry brushing and a little bit of weathering. I won't do that, but... so yeah, that's the only criticism. Otherwise, it's a really cool vehicle, and I think Hasbro has done a great job. I'm really surprised they actually made this, but I'm glad they did. The Enfys Nest figure is a fully posable Black Series figure. I'm not going to take it off the bike because I'm lazy. A lot of soft goods on Enfys, and again, I'm not a super fan of soft goods, but again, if you're going to have them sitting on the Swoop Bike, it pretty much has to be soft goods. And just to give you an idea of how big this thing is, give me a moment here. Here's our most famous of speeder bikes. And as you can see, Enfys Nest is probably going to give the Biker Scout a complex. So quite a bit bigger than the speeder bike. And if we take a look, I'm coming right back, at Ray's speeder, again, you can see much bigger. So this might actually be the second biggest vehicle that Hasbro has done. Obviously, the big first order TIE Fighter is the biggest, but this one is no slouch. I really like it. I love the Enfys Nest figure as well. Again, not a super fan of the soft goods. I feel like this fur is coming out already, but I know most people do dig soft goods, so that makes me weird, I guess. But I do like the figure. People wonder, the helmet is not removable. I suspect because of how secretive Disney is, Hasbro probably didn't have any reference material of Enfys without the helmet. I would not be shocked if we ever saw a version where we could remove the helmet, like a single boxed version with removable helmet. And I'll probably buy that too because I'm insane. Oh, like I said, I got this from Amazon.ca. And I've heard they are showing up now at EB Games in Canada. Unfortunately, I think it's like $100 at EB Games. This was originally $100 on Amazon, and I did something I hardly ever do, and that is showed some patience and waited for the price to go down. So I got this for about $66, 66 something, which is probably the cheapest I've paid for a Black Series vehicle. Because usually as soon as I see them, I grab them. So I never saw this at retail yet. You can check Amazon.ca if you want to pick this up. Northman Collectibles also has it for about $90. So again, if you're in Canada, those are a couple options for you. I'm sure this is showing up in the US as well. But yeah, I mean, you can wait for them to go on clearance. I want these as soon as I can get my grubby little hands on them. So if you are a Black Series collector and you're a fan of Solo, I wholeheartedly recommend picking up both of these pieces. Again, the Walmart exclusive, except in Canada where it's a Toys R Us exclusive, Mimban Stormtrooper and Enfys Nest and her very awesome... Did I just give something away? The movie was out a couple months ago. Enfys Nest, she's a girl. But yeah, I definitely recommend these. A couple of really fun pieces. And now I have to go rearrange my shelves to try to make this fit somewhere. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, I will see ya.